The next thing that we have is sine rule. Now we've done Pythagoras, so we've done the types of triangles, we've done Pythagoras theorem, we've done sine, cos, and the trigonometric ratios. Now the next thing is sine rule. Now, as all of the previous two that we have done, they had specific conditions in which we had to use them. Pythagoras, we have to use them when we have the sides given of the triangle, the right angle triangle. Same thing for sine, cos, tan. We use them when we are given a right angle triangle and we don't have all the sides in the triangle, okay, or we can't find it through the sides, as we did an example yesterday and many other as well. Now today we're going to learn, okay, like when do we use sine? What's the actual criteria for using sine rule? Firstly, it is used when we can't use trig ratios either, and instead are given an angle side. Here, I'll explain what that means. Now, why can't we use why can't we use trig ratios in this? I'll tell you a very interesting thing. Sine rule is used on those triangles which are not right angle. Sine rule is used in non-right angled triangles. Okay, so that means if I had a shape, let's say, let's take an example. This shape, okay, just an example. And let's say this side over here is 63 degrees. This angle is 63 degrees. Let's say this side is 8. This side is 43 degrees. And this side is x. Find x. Now, to solve a question like this, what do? We can't use Pythagoras because we don't know the other side. And the first thing is it's not a right angle triangle to begin with, so we can't use Pythagoras at all. Second thing, that we also can't use our trig ratios because it's not a right angle triangle to begin with again. So both of those, Pythagoras theorem and trig ratios, have to be used only in right angle triangles. Sine was used in non-right angle triangles and when you're given an angle side pair. So two conditions, non-right angle triangle and angle side pair. So in this question, what is the meaning of angle side pair? Over here, here's 63 degrees and 8 is an angle side pair. Okay, yeah. It's an angle side pair. That means we have 63 and 8, and the remaining one is 43 and 6. This is an angle side pair, this and this. Okay, the angle and the side that it is facing. Now, one thing to keep in mind, what's the sine rule actually? Sine of 63 over 8. So we take one angle, sine of 63 over 8 is equal to sine of 43 over x. That's what sine rule is. Sine rule tells us sine of A, so the angle A, divided by small a, the side that it's facing, is equal to sine B, then another angle B, and divided by the side B, the side that it is facing. So in this case, if you look at this, we have sine 63 that's facing 8. So sine 63 divided by 8 is equal to sine 43 divided by x. Now you can equate them. This is a sine rule. You can equate them. So now you can solve it properly. You cross multiply. So 8 times sine 43. Sine 43 is going to be 0.68. You times that by 8. You get 5.45. is equal to sine 63 times x. So sine 63 is going to be 0.891 x because it's multiplied with x. Now we can take 0.891 there and divide it. So 5.455 divided by 0.891. So 5.455 divided by this, we get 6.122 as our answer. So to recap, look, we cannot use Pythagoras here because it's not a right angle triangle. We cannot use trigonometric ratios because again it's not a right angle triangle. Then we use sine rule, when sine rule says that sine A, any angle divided by the side that it's facing, is equal to another angle in that same triangle divided by the side that it is facing. Okay, but to use this again, we need to have one angle side pair in the question, and in this case, our angle side pair was 63 and 8. Okay, so we'll do one more question. Okay, we have this question over here. Now this one is a bit advanced because we have to find two things, x and y, and it involves some of the previous things that we have done. Now, again, we discussed that to find out to use our sine rule over here, we need to have one angle side pair given. So first we identify what the angle side pair is. We can say sine A over A is our sine 34 by 9 because that's the only thing that we have, this one. Now the remaining one, sine B by B, is our y and x. That means sine y over x. But what's y and what's x? To find y, remember we did a rule that said that angle inside a triangle have to add up to 180. Okay, that means that 63, 63 plus 34 plus y are equal to 180. So we can solve it accordingly. 180 degrees is equal to 97 plus y, and y is equal to 180 minus 97. That's going to give me 380, so 83 degrees. That's y. Now we know what y is, and we can use our sine rule to find out x. So we can say that sine of 34 divided by 9 is equal to sine of 83 divided by x. Cross multiply. So sine 83 times 9, let's do that quickly. Sine 83 times 9, 8.933. 8.933 is equal to sine 34 times x. So sine 34 is 0.56 times x, so we can write x. And finally, x is equal to 8.933 divided by 0.56. So 8.933 divided by this is going to give us 15.97 as our answer. Okay, so I've written down 3 practice questions. Again, these are your homework. You guys do them you can do them by yourself, and then let me know in the comments what are the answers, and then hopefully I'll check them and let you know if they're right or if they need correction. And yeah, as always, the notes are in the description. If you guys have any questions, let me know. And yeah.